Two military systems. Two empires on a collision course. One was the most feared war machine the ancient world had ever produced. 16,000 men locked together in an unbreakable wall of bronze and iron, bristling with 21-foot spears, moving as one organism, crushing everything in its path for over a century. The other was something new, something that wasn't supposed to win. In 1907 BC, on a fog-covered ridge in northern Greece, these two systems finally met. And in a single afternoon, the world changed forever. This is Cynoscephalae.
If you want to hear more stories like this, battles where strategy defeated strength, where the impossible became real, where one decision changed the course of nations, then subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter of history.
For 300 years, the Macedonian phalanx had been the dominant military force on Earth. Philip II built it, and Alexander the Great perfected it. With it, he shattered the Persian Empire, marched to the edges of India, and died undefeated. The phalanx worked on a simple, terrifying principle. Thousands of soldiers called hypaspists and phalangites stood in tight formation, shields overlapping, their sarissas pikes nearly 7 meters long, angled forward in a bristling hedge of iron points. The men in the front rank held their spears level. Nothing could punch through it. But unfortunately, by 1907 BC, Macedonia was no longer Alexander's empire. It was ruled by Philip V. He was ambitious, cunning, and increasingly desperate. Rome had defeated Carthage and crushed the Spanish tribes. Now Rome was looking east. The Roman Senate sent an army to Greece under a young consul named Titus Quinctius Flamininus. He was 30 years old. He was about to make history. The Roman legion was a different animal entirely. Where the phalanx was a single rigid block, the legion was modular, built around smaller units called maniples, each capable of acting independently. The Romans fought with the pilum, a heavy javelin designed to punch through shields, and the gladius, a short stabbing sword built for close quarters killing. Their strength wasn't mass, it was flexibility. The campaign leading to the battle had been grinding and inconclusive. Flamininus had maneuvered across Thessaly for months, unable to force a decisive engagement. Philip was cautious, and Flamininus was also cautious. Neither of them wanted to fight on bad ground. Then the weather chose for them. In the summer of 1907 BC, both armies were moving through the hill country near the town of Scotusa, a ridge of hills called Cynoscephalae. The dogs' heads separated them. Neither commander knew how close they were to the other. On the morning of the battle, thick fog rolled across the hills. Both sides sent out advanced screening forces, light cavalry and skirmishers to probe the ridgeline. They found each other. What began as a skirmish between scouts exploded within hours into a full-scale engagement neither commander had planned. Flamininus and Philip were both scrambling to commit their main forces to a battle already starting without them. This mattered enormously, because the phalanx needed time and flat ground to deploy properly. It was a precision instrument, and precision instruments break under chaos. Philip moved first. He pushed his right-wing phalanx forward up the ridge, downhill toward the Romans. On favorable ground, moving downhill, the formation locked together perfectly, a wall of spears descending like a slow avalanche. Flamininus's left wing buckled, then it broke. Thousands of Romans fled down the slope, unable to get inside the reach of those 21-foot pikes. The phalanx, on good ground, was exactly what the legends said it was: unstoppable. But Philip's left wing was still deploying, still moving up the reverse slope of the ridge, soldiers stumbling into formation. The phalanx not yet locked. Flamininus saw it in an instant. He swung his right wing, his strongest, directly into Philip's disorganized left. The Romans didn't try to match the phalanx head-on. They crashed into the gaps. Where the formation was loose, they pushed through, Where soldiers were still turning to face them, they were already inside the killing range of the sarissa, sword to throat before the pikes could be leveled. The Macedonian left collapsed, and then came the moment that defined the battle and arguably the next 2 centuries of warfare. One of Flamininus's tribunes, unnamed in most sources, history denying him his credit, made a decision without orders. He peeled off 20 maniples from the victorious right wing and swung them around behind Philip's right wing phalanx, the one that was still winning, still pushing the Roman left down the hill. They hit the phalanx from behind. A phalanx from behind is not a war machine. It is a crowd of men holding 21-foot spears they cannot swing around fast enough, wearing armor that doesn't protect their backs, standing so close together they cannot turn without colliding with the man beside them. The Romans cut through them like a blade through linen. 8,000 Macedonians died in minutes. Those who survived threw their sarissas into the air, the ancient signal of surrender. Some Romans, still in the bloodlust of battle, didn't understand the signal and kept killing. Philip V escaped on horseback with the remnants of his army. The battle was over. It had lasted less than an hour. Cynoscephalae wasn't just a Roman victory. It was a verdict. The phalanx, the system that had conquered the known world, had been broken. Not because it was weak, but because it was inflexible. It was a perfect instrument for perfect conditions, and battlefields are never perfect. The Roman legion's genius was adaptability. Maniples could respond to terrain, to chaos, to opportunity. That unnamed tribune who swung his maniples around Philip's rear didn't need permission. He didn't need the battle to pause so a general could issue orders. He saw the moment and he moved. That responsiveness, that tactical freedom built into the Roman system was something the phalanx could never match. Flamininus marched to the Isthmian Games the following year and declared the Greek city-states free from Macedonian rule. The crowd reportedly screamed so loudly that birds fell from the sky. Macedonia would never threaten Rome again, and the phalanx, that bronze wall that had stood for 300 years, was finished. Not by a better weapon, by a better system. Cynoscephalae is a battle that most people have never heard of, but its consequences shaped the world you live in today. Roman dominance of the Mediterranean, the fall of the Hellenistic kingdoms, the spread of Roman law and language, all of it flows from that foggy ridge in Thessaly. 2 armies climbed a hill that morning, not knowing they were about to decide the next 500 years of history. By afternoon, one of them had.